Hello, my fellow patriots. This is Alex with another Disabled Vets Perspective. I haven't done a video in a few days. I've been kind of busy helping out a friend of mine, but I am back, and I've got a couple of interesting tidbits to think about in the last couple of days with AG Barr releasing the Mueller report. The partially redacted Mueller report, but if you listen to them, it's totally redacted the Mueller report. But anyway, it's interesting to hear the responses that are going on. I want to start out by thanking all my new subscribers. I'm up to 115 now. I've had a few that have dropped off, which is fine. If you enjoy what I have to say, I do appreciate you subscribing and telling your friends about me. And if you lose interest, I understand that too, because I'm not that amusing to listen to, but I'm trying to do my part, and I appreciate all of you for sticking around and letting me have that chance. I guess what we need to realize is that the Mueller report is out, in case you didn't know. And the Democrats are going crazy because they believe that AG Barr is a Trump puppet. And little keywords again. It's always keywords. They use these words to try to sway the opinion of the public. AG Barr, the hand-picked AG for President Trump. Well, hello, stupids. Presidents hand-pick their candidate for the appointed positions, and then they are put through a grueling by the committees to see if they're worthy of that position. And if you ask a Democrat every time a conservative is appointed to a position by a president, then of course they're no good. And if you ask a conservative, then they're always good. So I mean, it's pretty obvious how everything goes. But a couple of things to think about. The Bayer, as B-A-Y-E-R, I guess, Democrat, Virginia, says that this Mueller report should allow for the reopening of the impeachment talks. For what? The Mueller report is an exoneration, and they use this part on the Mueller report about we do not see grounds for criminal activity, but we don't exonerate either. Well, that's a report from a prosecuting attorney, and of course he's not going to exonerate, but the person that oversees the final document is the one that writes the AG report, explaining the decisions made by Mueller and the evidence that was used. And that person, being the supervising person, is the one that makes the final decision. Just like the committees can't arrest somebody and prosecute them, they can only submit a referral for criminal investigation to the AG. So the decisions are made by supervisors, and this supervisor looked at all the evidence, and he decided that the Mueller report had no grounds whatsoever for pursuit of criminal prosecution. Well, that's not good enough for the Democrats, and they think that everything is being held back. Well, you got Adam Schiff over here saying, oh, there's way too much evidence still. This guy's a moron. I don't know why we can't just shut him up and get him out of the committee chair position that he's in, because he is a disgrace, and he's still trying to manipulate the public opinion using false information, and I don't even know how that's legal, but he gets away with it. And then you got Nadler. He's another chairperson on a committee. Well, when it came to the Starr report, I don't know if you remember all the way back there, but the Starr report was another investigation into a sitting president. And at that time, a report was made, and a statement was presented to the committees. And Nadler at that time said, oh, the Starr report needs to stay totally classified because we don't want to expose the witnesses to unnecessary probing. And now that it's President Trump that's investigated. Oh, the Mueller report needs to be totally declassified and unredacted so that we can see all the names of the people that were involved and questioned. Well, of course they do, because they want to eat those people alive. If you said one thing in that Mueller report, then they want you persecuted and prosecuted. So it's a really scary time for this country right now, with the Democrats just growling and snarling and want to destroy anybody that's walked on New York City streets in the same proximity as Trump. So it's ridiculous. Then you have Eric Swalwell, or Swallowswell, or what an idiot. This is the one that said he wants to nuke the American people if they don't turn over their guns. And now he's talking about he would send tactical forces to retrieve the guns from the American people. He wants to be president. Oh, I would be amazed if he got one vote. Well, they steal the votes and they, ballot stuff, so he might get one or two. But he's a dangerous man, and he could be that shot heard around the world if he tried to come after everybody's guns, and that's just the facts. It's what'll happen. It'll be ugly. So anyway, he says he thinks Barr should resign for not doing his part. Sorry, my dog just hit that. But, Grizzly, back up. He thinks that Barr should resign and that the whole investigation needs to be done over again because Mueller failed at his task. Well, of course he failed at his task, according to the Democrats, because they wanted President Trump to be put under the death penalty for, running, hello to the nose, running for the presidency and beating Hillary Clinton. Of course they want the death penalty. So they're crazy. And thinking, excuse me, even when I'm videotaping, or not taping because that's old school, but recording, they have to get involved and want to see what's going on. But that was a grizzly, you can tell by the nose, I guess. Anyway, you got Warren, Harris, and Gillibrand saying this investigation needs to continue. Well, why does it need to continue? Because they didn't get the guilty verdict that they were hoping for? Well, of course, they want to continue it. But these are just some of the responses. You can listen to the craziness of these people. I mean, they know they're in trouble. There's going to be some arrests. I wish they'd happen soon, but I know that the legal system is designed to be slow, and if you don't do things right, the criminals get away with stuff, and it's the petty poor people like us that get the whole book thrown at them and never see the light of day again. So if you don't do it right, you lose. But I want to see these people arrested. There's enough crimes that are completely evident, and this alleged is used all the time. These alleged crimes, well, sometimes it's right in your face, but I know they have to be innocent until proven in court. But the court, sometimes it's the public people's looking straight into the eyes of the crime and saying, yeah, that was criminal, but we'll just have to wait for this crap to finish up. But that's my thing about the Mueller report. I think that President Trump is in need of some apologies, and it'll be, a cold day in hell before he'll get any, but, it's time. But the second part of my discussion here is about the coming 2020 elections, and the fact that the Democrats want to do away with the Electoral College, and they want to make it legal for aliens, criminal aliens, and aliens in general to vote. They want to make it legal for everybody to vote, and including dead people. So the thing I'm looking at is everything they're doing is designed to make it so that the whole country can be controlled by the elite coasts. And I got real interesting news for you. It kind of already is. Look at all the people that are sitting in chair positions in Congress. You have Maxine the Moron Waters, and she's on a finance committee. this woman is a disaster with finances. She doesn't know what the hell she's talking about most of the time. But she is a California congresswoman. Well, you have, you've got Nadler. He's the chairperson. He's a New York congressperson. And then you have Adam Schiff, and he is a California congressperson. You have Dianne Feinstein. She is California. She's not a ranking, she's not a senior chairperson at this point, I think, because of the change in the Senate and stuff. But I'm not absolutely positive on that. But the point is, you have all of these people in their positions on these committees that make the important decisions, or at least they think they do, and they're already from the coastal elites. So this idea that they want to set up 2020 so they can run the country from the coasts, it's already here. So the only way that we can take control back is to protect our electoral college so that the Midwestern states and the small states have as much of a say in our elections as the big states. And this idea that, you know, you could end up with a whole country controlled by the basically San Francisco to LA district of California, and then New York City, and maybe throw in one other decent sized city to get the full impact. But that means, just like Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, she got 16,000 votes in her district, something in that range, and I mean that's total. But now she's making these drastic, moronic decisions for the rest of the people in the country. Well, think of that in a times 10 scale. You know, the entire country controlled entirely by LA and New York. And that's kind of where we're heading. We've got to get these California officials out. They're dangerous. Their state is a complete waste. The votes need to come in. The ballots need to be protected. This ballot stuffing that's done all the time needs to be stopped. So you got to think about these little things. We're already controlled by the coastal elites, so we need to take that control away from them. We need to vote them out. We need to work on our election integrity, get the people into the election supervisor positions that aren't bought and controlled by the elites, and stop this voting with dead people and ballot stuffing. We can protect it. We just have to do it. So anyway, that's my rant for the day, and hope it was interesting. There's a lot of stuff going on, and I'll try to get back on some kind of schedule and keep going, give you a couple updates every other day or so, you know, when I can get on here. But anyway, if you like me, subscribe to me. If you want to hit that thumbs up, go ahead and do it, and maybe it'll stick, maybe it won't, and I hope you get the notifications. Anyway, this is Alex again. You all stay in the fight.